How's everybody doing? Uh, just making another video here, just an observation. Hey, Nina. Here's a good old dog. And there's Lily. She's a looker. My best friends. The best watchdog ever here. So anyway, the dogs are gonna pester us. We had a customer come in today. Speedometer shows on his wife's road glide that kickstand down. It's doing 65 miles an hour. And they called me last week. They were sitting still. It was doing 35, but the speedometer is a nuisance. The tire pressure gauges aren't working. And the husband, Marine veteran, expressed frustration. Asked if he could just get an old machine. He should have just stuck with it. And the technology, it's got a lot of great benefits, but I think it should not be on the machine. And I've got an option here. I'd like to propose. You could put out a bare bones machine, your Road King, Road Glide, whatever you want. You have speedometer, tachometer, fuel voltmeter in a traditional style machine. Take all that display and put it inside the visor of the helmet. I know the technology's out there. The military flashes the screen on the retina of the pilot's eyes so they can look at a target, all that yada yada. I want to find a middle path here, but if you could keep the bike traditional instrumentation, as few bells and whistles on the machine as possible, you could put the technology in the visor. So basically your visor would have your navigation, your speed, your tach, and you should be able to have a touch, some way to change those screens, but it wouldn't have to be really simple. But I think you could put that on the visor, and then you have the holographic type display placed out in front of the bike, and you could see right through it, so there'd be no obstructions. You would be distracted, but it would be transparent. So there's an option for that. And of course, Bluetooth, it could signal you left turn, right turn. So there's an option there. Get it off the bike, produce it, put it in the helmet. And the second reason I think that's a good idea, it'll get people wearing helmets. We've had several fatalities and some crashes, both friends I've known, people have bought, excuse me, when you work in the service department, you see wrecked bikes and people wreck bikes, and that's just the nature of the beast. But you'd have fewer fatalities if you're wearing a helmet. People would think the helmets are cool if they had that technology, so you put all the display in the helmet. Second thing I would propose, have an infrared screen on that helmet for night vision. So maybe you'd have to put some of the lighting necessary for that on the bike for the infrared. But if you could put infrared helmet there, so you get a heat signature of a deer, a person, a car, that would give you a real edge at night if you could scan the road with infrared. But I think adding infrared technology to the helmet, so put the technology into the helmet. But again, you don't want to trap somebody in your prison, some like kind of ethereal world like the deep state wants to get us in, but you just want to have enough technology there, a middle path to get the person what they need for navigation and managing the motorcycle. But there's an option. Again, a guy came in having all kinds of issues with the technology on his bike, and that's just the nature of adding all that computerized stuff to the machines. It's just becoming a nightmare for everybody, the techs, the owners. There's a lot of frustration. So again, I think if you got that technology into the helmet and the screen, heads up display, and then perhaps maybe infrared for night riding, you'd increase the survivability of the Harley rider. And I mean, you'd have the market cornered if you could get that in the helmet and sell that over the counter at the Harley dealer. And boom, you could get it to made up to the machine. If there are any problems, it's in the helmet. It's not in the machine. You can still ride the machine. So just an option. I'm putting it out there. I'm a voice in the wilderness. I don't think this is going anywhere, but at least, hopefully this will spark somebody's imagination at Harley Davidson. Stay safe, people.